Hi there, welcome to today's video. Today we've come to Seaburn, and the reason we've come to Seaburn is because when people saw us got Sunderland and Roker Beach, they told us we should have gone round the corner, because Seaburn, they say, is a lot better place to look at. So we've come to see what it's all about. So come with me and we'll see how good Seaburn is.
Now, Seaburn's on the northeast coast of the UK, but Seaburn is literally a hop, skip and jump from Sunderland, and I mean literally next door. That's how close we were. We started at a car park right at the far end of the beach. Quite an unusual little bin there. Now, it is a windy day. Hopefully the microphone's been able to take out most of the wind noise for you. But going from this car park was actually a very good move. First of all, it's got a great view of this beach from here. But also, it's just a nice gentle walk into Seaburn itself. As I say, you can literally walk straight from the car park onto the beach itself, ignoring all the sort of seaside resorty type things, and just enjoy the sand. The sand's fine, a little bit pebbly there and again, but a lot better than a lot of beaches I've seen in the town. Once you get past the actual pathway area, you've just got pure sand. It's lovely. And you are very, very close to everything that you possibly need. I did find this a little bit strange, but I suppose it's a safe way of looking after your boats. A little dugout area for your small boats. From here, it's just a gentle walk to the main area. What I did notice, and you'll see as we walk along, there are some fantastic houses just near the seafront itself. Can you imagine just stood there and looking out onto this every day? Fantastic views. A little bit of surf if you're into surfing. But those houses are not cheap houses. They look the part. And Seaburn, in this area of the world, is quite an expensive but very popular place to move to, whether it be for your retirement or as a family home. And you can see exactly why with that view, can't you? One of the first things we came across is a Morrison's, big supermarket right on the seafront. And that we're walking past, which has got the doors shut, says it's soft play. So something for the younger kids. Although I could have sworn I saw some slot machines in there. And as you can see, there's the promenade at the other side of the main road that goes straight through the centre of Seaburn. But there's plenty of bits and pieces to do. As you can see, we're walking up to another slot machine type place here. Don't get me wrong, it's not a Scarborough, it's not a Blackpool where there's entertainment left, right and centre and slot machines every few feet. It is a much quieter place, but sometimes that's all you want, isn't it? Well, that's certainly quite a modern looking building. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if it's just a fish and chip shop or it's got bits and pieces. It looks to me like sort of a fun pub type setup where You've got your chip shop next to it and a bar, etc. inside, and you can have your kids with you. If you like these sort of videos, just discovering new places, maybe for a day trip or for a holiday, why not hit that subscribe button? Helps me, costs you nothing. But equally, if you've been to this place, tell me about it in the comments. Or if you know of somewhere else that I should visit, let me know in the comments. You never know, that might be my next destination.
Well, that certainly looks like it's holiday accommodation right on the seafront, and as you can see, plenty of places to eat. Different types, fish and chips, posh fish and chip shops, restaurants, eat and drink, sleep, explore. So obviously the Seaburn Inn is the accommodation as well. There. If you're going to stay there, you're going to have one tremendous view. So, a lot going for this area if you're hungry. Let's see what else there is. And obviously you've got your fun fair, slot machines and whatnot right there. Something for the kids to do and spend the pocket money on. And all this is right on the seafront. Bearing in mind, this isn't even the middle of March yet. Well, it is just about middle of March, and the place is busy. Now, we parked at the very far end so we could walk through. Little tip for you, there's a Morrison's here. You get 3 hours of free parking, then you start paying with an app. Maybe worthwhile considering if you're coming here just for a short time. Another cafe, ice cream parlour, and definitely what looks like a 60s, 70s design of hotel, the Grand Hotel, with that sort of extension to make the rooms just a little bit bigger. That plastic cover at the front, well, it's glass or hard plastic or something, but you don't see hotels doing that nowadays. Definitely slightly aged look with that. I'm sure the hotel's perfect inside, but certainly gives it just that a few extra inches on the building itself. Personally, I think it ages it an awful lot.
Looks like something that used to be a water fountain, just in the middle of the pathway. Very ornate anyway. And in the middle of the roundabout, you can't really see it that clearly, there is quite a nice little structure. And what would the seaside be without the sea bashing against the side? This side it seems to just get the rocks where they've got this promenade, and it's just quite nice actually. Soothing sound. Right, so now we've come to the end of what's called Seaburn, and we've reached the lighthouse at Roker Cliff. It actually says on it that this structure was originally built in 1856 on Sunderland's South Pier. Then they decided to dismantle it back in 1983 to allow the harbour improvements. But if you look at it, it's actually quite an unusual lighthouse because it's made of cast iron, something that they didn't really do. But this one of the few that was built that way, has survived. And the top part of the lighthouse is unique as well. Obviously you've got the light for the lighthouse as you'd expect, which was your normal thing to see from sea and protect you from rocks and knowing where things were. But that there's a little window, and when we come round just underneath the main light itself, you'll see a very little, slightly bulging out window. And that was designed so that people coming into the harbour had something separate to focus on, so they would make sure that they actually got into the harbour correctly. And that is pretty unusual to have that extra light.
So, first question. Is Seaburn better than Roker Beach? Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. The beach here, yes, we've got the tide in, so it's very difficult to see the beach itself. A little bit the world's gone. Beautiful sand, no problem whatsoever. Is there more to do here? 10 times more. It is not what I would class as a week-long destination. Sunday afternoon, Saturday, come over, have a bite to eat, go on the beach. Brilliant. If you're going for a long week, maybe not the top destination, but if you're into a nice relaxing place to get away from it, maybe it is. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.